Hey, good morning, everybody. Beautiful Sunday. What do you think about the times that we're living in? Um, we have a lot of things happening all at the same time. We have uh, great technology with kind of instant notifications and real-time coverage of things that happen everywhere. It seems like we have the technology, the internet, the modern media, and things can be shared and everybody's opinion can be displayed and everybody can take part in it, and artificial intelligence is quickly adding up and refining information for us, and this leads to an extreme amount of information, um, and this is a challenge as well. So there's also a discussion about democracy, what it is, and even though everything changes, at least people seem to be agreeing on a few fundamental things. One of those fundamental things is that democracy is what we want. Um, but this is the only thing they agree on, because there is modern interpretations. People who say, all right, democracy is a competition of the best ideas, which is a very simplified way to say something, but it's also a contradiction in itself, or it is, I see a problem in it, because, um, yeah, basically the traditional way to see democracy is to have a dialogue between two seemingly opposing forces, or between two contradicting forces of duality, like anima and animus, or dark and light, so left and right. So we have two opposing forces that discuss something. They are in a dialogue, and the goal is to create a synthesis from this dialogue, which is an unknown outcome that is different than the both predecessors of the input of the two inputs, and what comes out is something unknown and different, and hopefully better, or a solution for the people, a better solution for the people. And to say democracy is a competition would mean that one idea kind of kills the other idea, and this outcome will be very much reduced. We also struggle and wrestle with the problem that for our mind it's always simple to think in absolute categories and grasp situations with simple absolute convictions. So we say, this is right. This simple truth is the truth. And so we're thinking in absolute terms. And when we apply this to a real life situation, we're cutting down a lot of things, and create a lot of pain and harm and inequity in the process, which leads to further problems that then again have to be solved in politics or in war. So we seem to have a lot of problems. In short, we seem to have problematic times. So what I see is that the ancient way, or the original way to use democracy, was a great idea, but it would mean that we have both physically and mentally healthy human beings exercising democracy, and that these people are able to use um, or are able to execute the art of dialogue and rhetorics in order to find this unknown outcome and not compete. Um, it would allow democracy also to activate traits like the wisdom of the masses and swarm intelligence, which are scientifically proven that if you arrange people in the right way, and so we have the knowledge about how to unlock this, and this could be used in democracy as well. So this would be one of the features that democracy could use. But the way we use it, it's rather activating probably the stupidity of the masses. Um, yeah, so we have these um, things happening, and we would like to have all these good ideas, these original ideas of how democracy should work. We like truthfulness and honesty, you know. We have all these ideas, but I think we can't hold on to them at the moment in some way, because if the whole world, you know, the world turns on, the world is turning, you know, life is happening, and there is better ways to explain what is happening. And to explain what really is happening and what is really executed, we have to use models that are not using empathy and goodwill and education, things like that. So when we use models like game theory and signal theory, game theory is a mathematical theory that describes what is happening when there are different players, like in politics, that have different intentions and try to get their goal in, you know, like in a game, in a strategic game. So it's about strategy. And also signal theory, and the both theories can be combined. Signal theory is always there when you need to describe communication when there is no perfect communication. So in a democracy that is perfect and people are not deceiving, not playing games, are transparent, and believe in the fact that swarm intelligence, the wisdom of the masses, dialogue, all this is working and will bring forth the best for everybody, then we would not need signal theory. But if there is a lot of deception going on, noises, there are many players with very many different intentions, and nobody knows what is really going on, then we can use signal theory. So we can use game theory and signal theory. It's much better to describe what is really happening at the moment, and also a concept that I have already introduced to my small YouTube community, and I have been inspired, or I've got the whole concept from Sam Vaknin, and it helps. It's kind of seeing the world through the eyes of artificial intelligence or narcissistic psychopath. So people without empathy, without emotional intelligence, people who manipulate, people who don't believe in a real truthfulness, a moral compass, transparency, the best for everybody. This describes very much better what is happening in the world today. So, in his theory, we are living the man-made world, and also the world of politics, of course, entertainment, cities, everything that is man-made is can be described as fantastic spaces that are filled with manipulated objects. It is almost as if you would wear glasses that lets you see everything in a form of that you can see the worth, the net worth of everything. How much money is it worth? What can I get from it? What is the outcome? What do I have to do to get something or to defend myself? So it's a very calculative, strategic way to see the world, completely stripped of all human empathy and emotional intelligence, moral and ethical implications. And when we apply this worldview of we are living in a world of fantastic spaces filled with manipulated objects, and we use game theory and signal theory to describe what is happening, then it all makes sense. But it is very different, completely different almost, from what real democracy of the real concept of democracy. So the title of this video could be Polis or Police. So polis means the people. Police means law enforcement by the state. And it also boils down to the description of what democracy is. Is it a competition of ideas? And who determines what is the right idea? And again, narratives can be very twisted and be twisted and retwisted, and people living in echo chambers and cannot get a diverse picture of the whole situation in order to make up their own opinion. Yeah, so I told you the models to describe what is happening, the theory of the fantastic spaces combined with game theory and signal theory. But when we want to see through all these twisted narratives, because we turning, the things are being turned up and down, left and right, so that people are really confused. And the only thing that we can really hold on again, in my opinion, is life, human life, biological life. How do the cycles in life work? What is really working? What, to look at how life works in order to not get completely lost in these deceptive cycles. And also the archetypes that are actually coming from life. I really believe they are kind of patterns within our DNA, and our DNA is a sequence of information coming from reaching back hundreds of thousands of years, actually. Not only the human evolution that is like past 100,000, it is 100,000, no, 100,000 years, sorry, I got confused. But it goes even further back. So these, yeah, the archetypes and the symbols of dreams, they are something to hold on and can help to describe what is happening. So when you see through the fantastic spaces, the fantastic spaces can be manipulated in whatever way. And you are one of the manipulated symbols. But what cannot be manipulated is the truthfulness in symbols and archetypes. And you can see the truth of symbols and archetypes within the fantastic or through the fantastic spaces. This is something they can't hide or twist. They might try it, but it is something that is constant, that will stay. The masculine principle is the masculine, and the feminine is the feminine. And water stands for certain qualities, fire stands for certain qualities, air stands for certain qualities, earth stands for certain qualities, and um, there is almost endless archetypes that we can use, and they cannot be twisted. So, what do you think about these times that we're living in? What is this? Where is it going? I mean, it's crazy, right?